So, obviously you're on the border of Canada up there, and our good friends to the north. When we talk about, and I want them to know, parents, because it's very important, because a lot of the international players and from Canada come down and play in USA colleges every year. So I know you recruit up there. You're pretty active in the Canadian region. So tell me this: when it comes to recruiting, they have to follow the same guidelines, basically, the process, meaning taking an ACT, SAT. They got to go through the whole program as a U.S. born student, but the student visa is critical there, correct?
Yes, it is.
So tell me about the timeline, because you have to get those kids into school, get them into class, get them all signed up, get them ready for football. So give me kind of a timeline so they understand what it takes, and when should they actually fill out a student visa. How do they get it?
Well, they have to apply to school, and once they're accepted into school, our school sends the student visa to them. Then they have to take it to basically the border, wherever their border controllers, their U.S. border. They have to take it there, and they can get the I-20 filled out. It's called I-20, and they can get all the student visa done that way. And once that's done, that takes usually 6 to 8 weeks, maybe 8 to 16 weeks. It just depends on the kid and how fast the process goes. I know our cutoff is April 15th, because that'll be basically 5 months before we start.
Right.
And it takes long, and especially for us sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the kid and how much he does in the whole process.
So you send me the student visa, I take it home, I fill it out, then I take it down to the border where I would cross in the United States, give it to the border folks, and they look through it, stamp it, do what they need to do, give it back to you, and they have to turn that into you when they get to campus.
They have to turn it into international office.
International office.
Yep.
Okay.
Correct. And then they have to check in every time they cross the border and back with the international office.
So what about the ACT, SAT part of this? When do they take that?
So SAT and ACT, commonly with Canadians, it's kind of crazy. They usually like to take it their senior year or after their senior year, which kind of really hurts them in the recruiting process. And what I would tell them to start doing is taking their sophomore and junior year, either one, ACT or SAT, because that will help them be like, okay, we know where you're at test score wise, this is what we have to get you GPA wise. And international kids, Canadian kids, it's hard to do that sometimes, and sometimes we can't help them when they're so far along in the process in their senior year. We can't help them.
Right.
If they help themselves and take the test score and get that test, we're in really good shape.
So parents, Canadian parents, international parents, very, very good point Coach just made. The sophomore year, as your student athlete is getting ready and understands and knows that he wants to go and play college football in the United States, start thinking about the SAT or ACT and getting those scores, because you can take it more than once, and you should take both of them, correct?
Yeah, you can take both or take one multiple times.
So this is very good information. Make sure you start talking to your child, student athlete, when he's in 10th grade, about taking the ACT and SAT and get the best scores that you can possibly get